G'day there, thanks for coming to my channel. Please let me just take a moment to thank the people that are responsible for this channel even existing, my patrons. These guys do more for me than I can ever put into words. Thank you all so much. Man, I cannot believe just how big this screen is getting now. It just totally blows my mind. You guys are nuts, you're insane, and I love yous all. Anyway, it's time for the video, so I hope you enjoy.
Hello, g'day, welcome to this video that if you had come to me last year and told me that I'd be making this video right now, I wouldn't have believed you. A recap of my trip with Kiba to Midwest Fur Fest 2018. I never thought I'd make it to America before 2020, but thanks to the overwhelming support of you guys and the ridiculously hard work of Kiba, we did it! So I want to open up with a huge thank you to everyone who helped us get there and everyone who helped us while we're over there as well. Giving us a place to sleep, giving us rides, answering all our dumb touristy questions, said hello, gave us gifts, partied and hung out with us. You guys all know who you are. Thank you so much. We couldn't have done the trip without you. So, without further ado, let's get into this recap. The first part of the trip was one of the hardest, the flight. We had to go from Brisbane to LA and then to Chicago. So if you throw in all the weather delays, we were sitting on a plane for at least 20 hours. My butt still hurts thinking about it. Yet we left on a Wednesday morning, but arrived on a Wednesday afternoon because Australia is about 16 hours ahead of American time zones. So we had like a 35-hour long Wednesday. It was the weirdest thing. As we flew into Chicago, we were so excited to see that the entire city was caked in snow. In Australia, it never ever snows in civilization, always just on top of mountains or in the far off wilderness. Plus, we're in the middle of summer right now, so to see fresh snow all around us was absolutely amazing. We stayed in Crown Plaza the first night because we totally forgot that we would be arriving on a Wednesday and not Thursday, and we couldn't check into the Hyatt until Thursday, so oops. Thankfully, Sherbet and Sukio saved our butts, thank you guys so much, and found us some crash space with Keibetsu and Neo from the UK. It wasn't even day one yet, and we'd already made some awesome new friends. And of course, I then destroyed them all in Super Mario Party. We also Uber Eats some McDonald's that night for dinner, and oh my goodness, American McDonald's is gross. The buns were sweet, the patties were like paper thin, and the chicken nuggets were sweet and squishy, I mean, the fries were okay. It's pretty hard to screw up fries. And the drinks were buckets. We had heard it wasn't great, but not that bad. More power to you if you like it, but it's too different from Australian Maccas, which is amazing. If you ever come to Australia, try our Maccas. It's beautiful. The next day, we were so excited to wake up because it had snowed that night. Everything was coated in a fresh, fluffy blanket of snow, and we spent most of that morning just staring out the window and jumping in piles of snow as we walked to the Hyatt. And then that first moment where we stepped out of the hallway and into the lobby of MFF, it was like that first dinosaur scene in Jurassic Park. The lobby of MFF on Thursday morning. Wow. Look at everyone! What the hell? Oh, it's a rainbow under the elevator. Whoa! Wow, this looks so much better in person. Dude! The biggest furrycon I'd been to was Furdo, which gets about 700 people. MFF in 2018 got over 10,000 attendees. That's quite the shock. That's a lot of furries. Fursuits and people everywhere, no matter the time of day, morning, or night. We still had some time to kill before we could check in, so we spent most of that morning and afternoon just towards the side of the lobby there, and we already had people coming up and saying hello, so we made even more friends. After we took all our stuff up to the room, we decided to head to the nearby mall for lunch. On the way, I got to experience the dreaded Hall of Death. Legend has it that these hallways connecting the hotels together are hotter than the surface of the sun because they never turn off the heaters. This is warm. This is very warm. Every time we walk past one of those. Yeah. Here comes another one, you ready? It was pretty gross in there. I don't know how any fursuiters were walking through there, even with their heads off. I was uncomfortable in my t-shirt and jeans. Fortunately, it seemed like they turned off most of the heaters the next day, so the hallway of death was eventually defeated. Just outside the mall, we came across a parked school bus, and Kiba got more excited than a kid in a candy store. Because that classic yellow school bus design doesn't actually exist in Australia. Like, all our school buses just look like your regular charter public transport buses. We've only ever seen the yellow ones in movies, so it was kind of cool and surreal at the same time to see one in real life. Once we were finally in the mall, the first thing I saw was a Hot Topic, so I made a beeline for it. Because we also don't have those in Australia, and man, I am jealous. We are missing out. So much pop culture clothing and accessories and collectibles. Like, we could have easily spent all our money there. We can't even find half of that stuff in Australia. And funnily enough, I had one of my favorite moments in that shop. A girl was there and she came up to us and she's like, oh, hey, are you guys from the convention? And of course we're like, yep, you sure are. Then she goes to me and says, oh, you sound just like Pocari. I'm just there like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, I can't believe this is actually happening. I am Pocari. She freaked out. Like, she brought her friend over, she brought her mum over, and I just died. It was too wholesome. She's probably watching this too, so if that's the case, hi. For lunch, I had my first slice of New York pizza, and I could not believe how big it was. Like, here's a picture next to my hand to scale. That was a struggle. It was a very, very tasty struggle, but that was still a struggle. And by pure coincidence, at another table, we ran into pretty much the entire furry YouTube crew. Majira, Mark, Gus, Kiwi, Beta, Zillion, and more. So that was pretty cool. My first time meeting them all in person. Definitely didn't expect it to happen like that, but my god, Majira is tall. When we got back, we were planning to just have, you know, like a nice, relaxed night in, but the vibrant atmosphere of the con was too contagious and I couldn't help myself. Pocari 2.0 hadn't actually been revealed at that point yet, so I thought as one final tease, I would wear his head with my Kigu and go on a quick little romp throughout the lobby to see if anyone catches me. We ran into the Arcanine clones, which is so exciting. Oh, I was really hoping to meet them, and they've gained like another 2 clones since I last saw them. So we took a picture with them. I posted the picture to my Instagram and my Twitter as like my final social media tease too. Little did I know that the entirety of Instagram would judge the whole suit based on one poorly lit photo.
What you say? Oh, that you only meant well, cause you did.
Nah, it's all good. The majority was positive, and most of them have changed their mind anyway after they got to see more of the suit. Eventually, I came back down in the full suit anyway because I just had to see how the new suit felt and performed in the wild. Unfortunately, I didn't film anything because I was still learning the new suit, which means like getting used to the different feel and working out which poses and quirks worked out best. We also had our new friend Sketch Ride running around in old Pocari for some sweet deja vu action. We did get some photos though.
I don't care if they're talking about us. No, I don't care if they put us down. No, I don't care if the sky falls around us. We're riding on a pink cloud.
That night, we also got to finally meet Stormy and Treble, 2 of the loveliest, most genuine people that I feel pretty proud to call my friends. Which is why I decided that Treble would be the new owner of Adezu, if you haven't already heard. After I released all my fursuits video, they approached me with interest in the suit. Pretty much immediately, I knew Treble would be perfect, so I'm like, yep, cool, we'll give an MFF paint when Ep60 expire. I was always waiting for the right person before giving up Adezu, and there she was. However, I still own Adezu as a character, so the suit has been renamed to Lee, and they will be modified later. I did end up keeping the sock paws though. So yeah, if you did see Adezu running around at the con, it was Treble, not me. Sorry. The next day was the day that I was the most excited and terrified about, my public meet. I had no idea what to expect from a con of this size, but the other YouTubers were telling me to brace myself. I full suited up, Beagle and Red put on old Pocari, Kiba had all the brushes and drinks and supplies, and off we headed to the fishbowl, found a little corner, and the meet was on. first few minutes before my most amazing, perfect fiancée Kiba jumped into crowd control mode and had everyone form a line. She was also handing out stickers and Tim Tams to all the people as they left, and brushing me when I needed it, and giving me water, and taking photos with people's phones for them, and being the best handler ever. That meet would not have gone as smoothly as it did if it weren't for Kiba, so I am so grateful. But of course, not to forget meeting you guys! The thing I had been promising and working towards for so long was here! It was just awe-inspiring seeing so many of my followers in front of me like that. It just really puts things into perspective. Everyone had incredible stories. Everyone was so sweet. I even recognized a lot of you. Best hugs ever too. Everything was just so wholesome and genuine. I was struggling so hard to keep it together. I cried like every time someone came up to me in a suit they made themselves as a result of watching my videos. I had always dreamed of having that happen ever since I first released my Bad Photos and Amateur Makers video. And it didn't happen just once, but multiple times. I can't handle it. The feels. So an extremely big thank you to everyone who made it to that meet. Actually, let me know in the comments if you did. Give me a hashtag fishbowl squad if you were there. At that meet, I was also surprised by Virus of Sector Suits, who you might remember as the maker making Scamp's head. I wasn't expecting him to come at the meet. He's just there in the line with this box. I'm like, oh my god, it's happening. She's right there. He had to open her up for me because, you know, pobs. But she was so perfect. Photos and videos just can't do her justice. It's super duper comfy. It's got great ventilation and awesome vision as well. Just the other day, I got a budgie kigo to wear her as a body, and look at it! It's so perfect, and now she's even cuter! I just wish we had the weather to wear her more. It's too hot. Why, Brisbane? Why? Anyway, after the meet, I went to go to the Heather's Lounge to go and die for a while, and I ran into Aiko and Sky Cabot. So obviously, the next step was to make a totem pole. Really awesome dudes. I wish we had more time to hang out with them. Once desuited, we decided to go check out the Dealer's Den, where we had yet another Jurassic Park moment. It was a furry shopper's paradise. I reckon you could fit every Australian furry into that room and it wouldn't even take up half of it. I got to finally meet so many amazing artists and vendors that I had been following online for years. So we had lots of great conversations with all our favorite artists while I struggled to contain all my fangirlness. We did most of our Christmas shopping there. It was great. I picked up a new pair of shoes by Hyena Agenda and oh my goodness, they're like my most favoriteest thing in the entire world right now. And as a bonus, I ran into Sonic Fox, so that's pretty cool. For dinner that night, we just decided to go to the food truck outside for some hot dogs, so nice and easy, and it was actually really tasty too. Back in our room, I don't know what was going on, but there were just heaps of police and fire trucks pulling into the front of the hotel pretty much all night. We were all standing on the balcony of our room just watching in awe, wondering what on earth was going on. Apparently it's a pretty normal thing at MFF. You can sort of tell just by like how chill and relaxed everyone else was, and Jib Cody dancing in front of the fire truck. Saturday rolls around and I pretty much cleared my entire schedule for this day because this was the day of Fairy Talks. Fairy Talks is a variety show for charity run by Majira and his crew, and this year I got to be a part of it. I didn't say a peep of that. Peeps? Did you say peeps? Just a little skit about Taro Strawberry going to Australia. If you want to see the whole show, you can go to the video up here, and if you want to see just my bit, go to this timestamp. I was so nervous, but it was so much fun. I couldn't believe the cheer I got as I walked on stage. I wanted to cry. It was so amazing and so surreal. An experience I certainly will not soon forget. So a very big thank you for Majira for having me. Half the fun was just hanging out with everyone backstage, like finally meeting and having conversations face to face with all these amazing creators and personalities. I even got to meet Your Movie Sucks. That was insane. Apparently he's a furry. I had no idea, so there you go. Not too long after that, we had the So You Want to Be a Furry YouTuber panel with myself, Salmi, Beta, and Zillion. The whole thing was streamed live and you can rewatch it on Beta's channel here. It was a bit chaotic because the room we were scheduled to be in was tiny. The panel in there already was going 20 minutes overtime. The fishbowl was completely full of people waiting to come in. Thankfully, we managed to be rescheduled to a bigger room, so we tried to coordinate an orderly escort to the new location. But when it comes to herding furries, they might as well be cats. People were supposed to follow behind us, but so many people just cut in front and made their own way down there, which made a bottleneck into the new room, so us panelists couldn't get in there and couldn't set up, which meant the panel would be delayed even more. Luckily, the panel itself went really well. I learned heaps myself, and I even found myself just not talking much because I'm too busy listening to these other guys. Like, there's so much good stuff to say. I highly recommend checking out that replay if you do want to become a furry YouTuber. So a big thank you to everyone who came to the panel, and of course a huge thank you to Dolmy for having me be a part of it. You guys all need to go check out his channel, by the way. He is such a doll and a complete witch when it comes to makeup. Like, he even did a look based on me. Later that night was Floor Wars, so of course we had to go check that out. I'm so glad we did because it was a completely different experience from watching it on a screen.
Every time I touch mic.
It was like one giant party. The good vibes were contagious as heck and we had the best time. The rest of the night was spent room partying where we practiced the age-old Australian tradition of making people try Vegemite.
Alright, here we go.
Alright, oh no.
Goodbye, cruel world.
Oh my lord.
Oh god, that's trying to
Right!
Oh.
You got this, you got this.
Oh!
The last day of MFF was upon us, which kicked off with my Patreon meet. I was so nervous meeting them, like, I was so scared I'd be too disappointing in person. But their welcoming kindness soon settled my anxiety, and we hung out like we had known each other for years. Which is actually true with some people. We've always just hung out in the Patreon chat together, and they've always been there for me when I needed advice or been down. So to finally talk to them face to face was incredible. We took a group photo towards the end, and as I was sitting there, I'm just there welling up, looking at all these people that had supported me and gotten to me where we all were now. And then they all group hugged me at the end, and let me just say, I'm glad I had a fursuit on. That was a lot of emotion. So to all my patrons, both past and present, thank you all so much. You guys are the best. The remainder of Sunday was spent taking it easy because we were so wiped. We realized we hadn't even checked out the dance the whole time we'd been there, so we went downstairs and poked our head into the dead dog dance. Oh yeah, and there was that mysterious invitation we got from Majira to meet in the basement at 1 a.m. So, you want to find out what happened there? Go check out Beagle's documentation of that night. Well, morning, actually. We didn't get to bed until like 5 a.m. Oops. Alas, the convention was over. I wish the con was like 2 months longer, so then I might have enough time to hang out with everyone. Oh well, just means we have to come back. We didn't leave the States immediately though. We hopped on a plane to Orlando, Florida. I just want to add a huge shout out to Antares for looking after our check-in luggage while we were down in Orlando and driving us from one Chicago airport to another. They totally saved our bacon, so thank you so much. If you guys would like us to do a video on our Florida adventure, let me know in the comments below. And this video ended up running so long that my camera just ran out of card space. Yay. Alright, so I'll say my goodbyes like this. Look, oh no, the magic, I'm sorry. Keep an eye out for my MFF music video. I'm gonna do one like I did for Furdo, just a lot less seizure inducing. Alright, thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye! Bye.